Okay. Here's the thing. Now, I'm going to explain myself first. I wake up every morning and I feel like I have a mild amount of amnesia. Okay, so I don't know if you know me, but I think for a while, periodically for a long time, I've been doing a lot of research on cancers and viruses and things of that nature. So, like, I know stuff. I feel like I know stuff. I know stuff. So, somehow, when I don't continually study, I forget. But it's not forgotten. It's just in my hindbrain being processed. But it's not up here. I don't know. I could be part of being narcoleptic, having a little amnesia. My brain doesn't connect right. It could be, but anyways, once I start studying researches, I just pick it up again. So today's May 7th. I think a month ago, I really had to devote myself. I think before that, I think the beginning of this year, really, it's been a while. I've been devoting myself to getting HIV cured for quite a long time, and I think that I did a lot through the system to advance our studies in curing viruses, because when I was alive on Earth, it was no cure for viruses. They'll never be cured. Once you have it, you have it. That's all you got. You got it. You got the influenza, you got the influenza, you got the HIV, you got the hepatitis, you got it. You're just going to have it. I knew that wasn't real. I knew that wasn't right, because I knew that they were live bodies, and that was the basis of death. Is life. So that study went far, and then we saw a turnaround of, oh, it is possible to cure viruses. It is possible to apprehend diseases. It is possible to, to me in my head, I feel like we can grow new limbs. Okay? I have this in my head. Like, I feel like we can just grow new limbs and ears and eyeballs and like new teeth. Like, we just need some medicine to do it. Like, I feel like our bodies are regenerative, and I feel like these things are possible. I feel like we can levitate. I feel like we could teleport. I feel like we could change our energy spectrum. I feel like we can populate the planet again differently. I just feel like there's new species. I feel like we can advance spaceships. I feel like a lot of stuff. I feel like all this is true. I really do feel like, have you ever seen those movies where they go to outer space and they go sit in this like little hyperbaric chamber, and then all of a sudden they're like cured of every ailment, and like their body like grows new limbs and stuff? I really feel like that's possible. I don't feel like that's obsolete target. I feel like I don't think that that's impossible. I feel like people can possibly, in my day and age, why I'm so special is I've been thrown into a black hole and was told to survive. I didn't survive. But now we get to the other side of the black hole because of my research. I don't really particularly want to keep going through this. Like, I'm not lying. Like, this is a huge motivation. Like, why do I always have to go through shit? It's making me psychotic. Stop. Leave me alone. Every day. I don't think for the past 10 years that it's been one day that I haven't said leave me alone. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. So in saying that, I don't think that these ideas or technologies are out of the realm of possibility for a lifetime. Like, I don't think that I I don't believe that the end of cancer is out of our realm. I don't believe that re the, the mental, our brains are not. I believe that our brains can be superhuman. That's not even the right word. Somebody else is saying that. That's not the right. I believe that our brains can go back to being alive again. I believe a lot of things. I don't believe that it's impossible. I don't think that it's out of. So, anyways, yeah. So now that I've done a little bit of our research of HIV again, we've come to. I'm a little bit sick. I just gotta let you know I have a little bit of a cold. So we did a little research on this, and we know that we have come really far with our antiretroviral therapy, like super far, and then, but the problem, okay, so we've come far in that. We've come far in vaccinations against this. But if you cure it out of the population, there's no need to vaccinate from it. So what's better is destroying it out of the population or vaccinating people from it. So I was thinking about the vaccines. Like, it would be really nice, like, if you did derive a vaccine that would just if it wasn't even necessarily a vaccine, but it was an immunity supplicant that does support immune system, like, that would be really smart for humans to have, like, something that does that. And then I mean, just in general, like, if we sat down and made a solution, and even if you vaccinate against, like, this type of virus, like, how, and, like, at this point in our, like, development as human beings, we're really, like, singular centrally focused on our research, and we're not broadening our output of our research. It's very, very, very specified types of diagnoses and implications in the research, whereas, you know, I talk about eurekas a lot. Like, we look for it is true, we look for the spontaneity between things, which often we aren't. If we could broaden our research to be more spontaneous, if we could work on more spontaneity in our research, we would go farther as a human race, instead of just saying we're going to work. I mean, we need some specifications. Everything starts with specifications. So we need that. We need our building blocks. We need our structures. We need this, but we also need our exemplaries broadened. We also, like, that would do a lot for us. I don't think that we're far from that objective either. I don't think that that's far off in the future either. I mean, but if we could build a vaccine that would, like how the Swedish did. The Swedes, a long time ago, they immunologized their people to HIV, and a lot of them now have this immunization. Like, why don't we just develop our race to have this? Why aren't our children being developed to have this gene put in them? Like, there you go. Like, most of the world, like, we could develop genes to be put into children. It's not that expensive to me. We can develop genes to be put into children, into embryos, into, like, basically, like, it may not happen in this generation, but you know how they say you are what you eat, you are what your grandparents eat. The Swedes did it. Swedish people did it. They did it. They did it to their whole race. So, I don't know. I mean, that's right. They invested in their people. I just ruined the whole video. Well, anyways, these are ideas to think about in the future. It's broadening its perspectives. It's called dynamicism, opening up the dynamic functions of intelligence when really thinking about a subject. Be really smart. Okay, and then so now we are thinking about this HIV here. We're thinking about this HIV here. And without fear, we pray. You know, I am kind of thinking about, like, now if you functionally develop the immune system to, like, and I'm thinking about macro. I mean, I'm thinking about macrobiology. If you functionally develop the immune system to fight, I mean, there's elements that we have found, like genes that exist that, you know, I mean, you can make genes. Like, I'm not lying. Like, you can make them. Like, you can put a gene together and, you know, make it. Like, so, I mean, it's not hard. It's not that it's really not that difficult to do. You just, I mean, we have enough funds in this world to do that to our generations in the future. I mean, it's not that difficult. So, I mean, it's not that difficult to think of the idea of, like, okay, so, like, in this day and age, we want to say we have what we have. We have what we have. That's it. What you have to work with is what you have. Now, we do discover some new things, but it's not a lot of new things. And I personally don't believe that is truth. I don't believe that we are just as we are. I don't see that as a basis of truth. So, I mean, sometimes you start thinking about, like, well, Earth only has what Earth has. We only have what we have here, that we are offered. And almost in this day and age, it is literally like what you're offered. If you don't have anything, like, what you're offered is all you get. And I'm sitting out here like, God made human beings. Like, I'm sitting over here like, God made the planets. What was He offered? And if you go back and 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 back, And then I'm like, where all the stuff's in a spaceship, isn't it? All this misinformation and these lost portals and keys and all this wisdom that's been taken away from us is stored in Noah's Ark. It's in the Ark of the Covenant. And I'm like, let me get the Ark. I want the Ark. I want the Ark. I don't want the trillion. I don't want the zillion. I want the Ark. So, I want the Ark. And then, it makes me feel very rich. Richer than your imaginable dreams. It makes me feel innumerably, infinitively rich to think that one day I could see the Ark myself, and I could be with the Ark myself. Like this does make me just, I would really like to be with the Ark. So I base a lot of my research off of my beliefs of the Ark of the Covenant, my Ark Covenant, and I go into there, and that's where I get a lot of my ideas from sometimes. And then sometimes I'm like, well, what do they have in different atmospheres and different planets? And like, well, hypothesize, like, well, if this is like this here, what is it like over there? And then like, you just get all these ideas, and it just keeps, so. The Ark is real. So, this is how I work. I fidget a lot. So, now that you have all that understanding, now that we're here, I didn't do that much research, but I did a quick refresher. Basically, our art therapy is really good, but it helps the CD4 T cells, but it doesn't help the myeloid cells. And the myeloid cells are stationary, and HIV gets within these cells. And sometimes the HIV finds a home and doesn't want to leave its home. And it knows that the outside of its home is possibly a deadly place. So it stays within the home, but if that deadly outside goes away, then it wants to come out of its home and start a whole new progression of HIV. It's host. We're going to use host. It just looks so comfortable in all these myeloid little hosts. It really is a host. Okay, so humans are more important than the HIV, and I should be more respectful to the human cells. Correct. Alright. Good lesson in godly worship is to be more humble, to be respectful to your own being. We need to work on that. Keep the Sabbath pure. Okay. Also, so yeah. Okay. I don't do this very well. I mean, I would like to do it very well. Yeah, I'm kind of messed up. I'm not. I would like to do it. I don't think that this is far out of my life to go back and start my walk with God again, because I was trying to live my life. But anyway, so here we are. I was trying to survive my life. That is a true story. So now there's HIV. This is what I think about. This is how I think about HIV. I'm a big HIV cell. I'm a big HIV cell. So now that I'm an HIV cell, I'm gonna do my HIV thing. So now that I'm an HIV cell, we know that if you dose yourself, that's why we have PrEP and stuff. If you dose yourself with a high enough antivirals in the beginning of your infection, you're able to cure. Okay, so a lot of people don't have that option in the world. Don't got it. It's a sad thing that we have to fend for ourselves instead of helping us fend for ourselves. Can't do it all alone. It's not gonna happen. So anyways, I'm a big HIV cell, and now you guys can't find me. And now I'm hiding, and you can't find me. So now, me as a person, it's not the HIV cell anymore. I come out of my HIV cell box where I'm a big HIV cell, and now I'm a human, and I think about nuclear physics, and I dissect the HIV cell in my head. Actually, I'm gonna need pictures to dissect the HIV cell, so I think about the molecular weight of HIV. Okay. I think about the molecular properties of HIV. So, and I think about the law of attraction, and they say opposites attract each other, but molecular weight levels on similarities. So if you dissected an HIV cell and you literally pulled it apart, and you look at all these different parts of the HIV cell virus, you look at all of them, and you go through and you try to find its mate, its equal yoke on these parts. You try to find what's going to be attracted to it, right? So you look at it and you're like, you got, how does something know you're there if I'm not going to find you? Like chemistry, like how do you know? Like